Hello, my lovelies. It's Tuesday, and I am bringing you another Saturday Stash Dive, and this one is all about glitter. So, I encourage you to also check out my cohort in this adventure, and it is Ronnie Sue Scrapper. She's going to do her adaptation of how she uses glitter. And I want to preface this layout by saying that at first you're going to be like, what is she doing? But it is intentional. I wanted to make an ugly sweater. You know how at Christmas parties you'll have ugly sweater Christmas parties? Well, I wanted to make an ugly scrapbook page to go with the ugly Christmas sweater. So it's not that it's that ugly, it's just kind of gaudy. And it is intentional, I assure you. So in case you're wondering, what is this? This is too much. And it is on purpose. So there you have it. I haven't lost my mind or anything. So I just took some of the 3D gloss gel from Prima, and I took one of my really old stencils and a bunch of different glitters, and I mixed the glitters up. My daughters will mix together different glitters for nail polish, like to put on top of nail polish or to mix with clear nail polish. And so I kind of got the idea from that, and I thought, what better way than to put it in my 3D gloss gel and put it through a stencil and have a bunch of pretty colors. And I wanted it to be over the top, so I used silver, and I used a little bit of fibers that were red and some red glitter that's really shiny and some silver. So when it dries, it's not this gray, it's more transparent, and as you can see there, that is how it turned out. And I took a bit of ink from those little cat's eyes that I have, and they're by Color Box, and that color is called Cranberry, and I just distressed the edges. I ran out of my score tape there for the time being, but I have another roll, so yay me. And this is the famous picture. It is absolutely gorgeous and hilarious, and I love it. And it is Lori, my sister, and her boyfriend Zach, and they are basically, they're dolled up for an ugly sweater party, and they took their picture by the tree before they went, and they're holding their dogs. So it is a great picture, and I love it. And so I just took some of my scraps. None of this is like pulled fresh. It's just really old scraps. And I'm kind of layering up the picture here. And I'll end up making a picture, for the family. Several of the family members will get the one. Well, it won't be like this layout, but it'll be based on this picture. But I wanted to make sure this one was gaudy, so... And you'll see me get even worse. I'm really going to load it up there with the stars. So now the die cut, the pull apart is really old. That is by My Mind's Eye, and it's a line called Holly Jolly. And I think it's got to be probably 8 years old, somewhere in that neighborhood. And then I had a couple of like stray pieces. That little airplane I thought would be cute, or not the airplane but the card, and so I wanted to cover up the airplane, and so I also used the 'Tis the Season. I punched that out of my Holly Jolly from My Mind's Eye, and I'll add that. I don't end up putting the piece on there, it just kind of disappeared in the background, but it was all glittery, so I was like, ooh, that could be even more gaudy, but then you couldn't really tell what it said, so I gave up on that. And the little tape, peppermint striped tape there, is by Crepe Paper, and it's from Sleigh Bells. And I'll use a couple of buttons. There's a little teaspoon and a little cookie jar, and I promise I've had those for 20 years. I have no idea. I used to sew avidly, like I scrapbook avidly now, and those were some really old school country looking tacky buttons from they're at least 20 years old. So the ribbon is velvet, and I just had that in my stash, and I finished all my Make a Kit Mondays, and so I had just a few letters from the Echo Park, and I actually ended up having enough from the Echo Park line that I had been pulling from, and it's from the For the Record is the line, and it works out because between these round letters and the tile letters and the small letters, I got the entire title done. And I did end up having to glue each one with like a hot glue because regular glue and the sticky part of the sticker wasn't holding on to that 3D gel. So it's very dimensional. It sits up really pretty. If you get a chance to use it, it does dry transparent, but it is thick and luscious, and I love working with it. So I will just spell out ugly Christmas sweater parties, and then I'll add a few little tags, like, get my words together. Get your words together, Tuesday. I'm trying to think of 3 things at one time. I'm sorry. The label stickers. Some of them are from the Echo Park, For the Record, and the one on top of the picture, I believe, is October Afternoon from last year's collection, Silent Night. And so you'll see me add some of those. I'll put a few more from Echo Park. I kind of popped that picture up. I just took those layers and put some hot glue underneath it so it would sit up, and then I distressed the edges with my fingernail. And I was just looking there for any more die cuts that I could work with, and I found this one that's from Holly Jolly, and I'll add a little bit of my white cotton thread, and I'll glue that down into place. There's a couple of those label stickers from October Afternoon, and I end up distressing that ho 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 with the cranberry ink. And so I realize now, looking back, that the teaspoons are not part of my little visual triangle, but that's okay. I feel like it worked. And here's where I get really gaudy. I go ahead and add silver foam stars from Michaels. They're in the craft section. And wow, did that make it tacky. So those are actually like on foam. Super, I mean, I think y'all are probably laughing too, because it's just super fun to make a layout based on an ugly sweater Christmas party. At least I got a kick out of it. And then these buttons are from my stash, and they're so old, I don't know who makes them. I want to say Sassafras, maybe Sassafras Lass when it was that. They're made of rubber, and I've probably had them for 15 years. So that's it. The layout's done. Go check out the SNL Facebook fan page, and I have a link to that at the end, and also some information on how you can find me on Insta and my Facebook. And if you like it, thumbs up, and go check out Ronnie Sue Scrapper. Talk to you later. Ta-ta. Bye.